Sleep is the time your brain takes out the trash. And if it doesn't, the garbage that piles up is the exact same sticky protein found in the brains of people with Alzheimer's. That's not a scare tactic. That's a measurement. Scientists can now watch it happen. And what they've found in the last few years has completely rewritten what we thought sleep was even for. For most of human history, sleep was a mystery that almost embarrassed biologists. Every other thing your body does has an obvious purpose. But sleep, you go unconscious for a third of your life, defenseless, burning time you could spend hunting, building, surviving. Evolution is ruthless about waste. It would never allow something this costly to exist unless it was doing something absolutely essential. For decades, nobody could say what that something was. Then in 2013, a researcher named Macon Nettergaard found it, and the answer turned out to be plumbing. Here's what she discovered. Your body has a system called the lymphatic system, a network of vessels that drains waste and toxins out of your tissues, like a sewage system for your cells. But your brain doesn't have lymphatic vessels. For years, that was a paradox. Your brain is the most metabolically active organ you have. It burns 20% of your energy. It generates a staggering amount of cellular waste every single day. So where does the garbage go? The answer is a system Nettergaard named the glymphatic system. And the wild part, the part that changes everything, is when it works. It barely runs while you're awake. It switches on when you sleep. Watch what happens when you fall asleep. Your brain cells, specifically the support cells called glia, actually shrink. They contract by up to 60%. And that shrinking opens up channels, gaps between your neurons. Then cerebrospinal fluid, the clear liquid your brain floats in, comes rushing in through those channels under pressure. It floods the tissue, washes through, and flushes the metabolic waste out, carrying it down toward your liver to be broken down and disposed of. It is, quite literally, a power wash cycle for your brain. And it only runs the wash when you're offline, because it can't do both jobs at once. During the day, your brain is busy processing, thinking, computing. At night, it switches modes entirely and becomes a cleaning crew. You cannot think and deep clean at the same time. There isn't enough energy or space to do both. Now here's where it gets personal. One of the main wastes this system clears is a protein called beta-amyloid. And beta-amyloid is the exact substance that clumps together into the plaques found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. It's the prime suspect in the disease. So researchers ran the obvious experiment. What happens to amyloid levels after just one bad night of sleep? They took healthy adults, deprived them of a single night of sleep, and scanned their brains. After just one night, beta-amyloid levels had measurably risen. One night. The garbage was already starting to pile up. Think about what that means over years, over decades. Every night you shortchange your sleep, the cleaning cycle runs incomplete. The waste that should have been flushed stays behind. And the leftover amyloid is sticky. It attracts more amyloid. A little buildup makes the next buildup easier. This is why chronic poor sleep isn't just making you tired. Research now strongly links years of fragmented, insufficient sleep to dramatically higher rates of dementia later in life. You're not just losing rest. You're skipping trash day over and over until the house fills up. And this reframes something almost everyone gets wrong. We treat sleep as the absence of activity, the off switch, wasted hours we'd skip if we could. The supplement industry sells sleep less, do more. Hustle culture brags about 4 hours a night, but the science says the opposite. Sleep isn't passive. During those hours, your brain is performing one of the most active, energy-intensive maintenance operations in your entire biology. The deep, slow-wave stages of sleep, the ones you lose first when you drink alcohol, when you're stressed, when you stay up scrolling, are exactly when the glymphatic flush is strongest. That's the cruel twist. The very things people use to wind down, a few drinks, late screens, a racing mind, sabotage the deepest sleep stages. So you can technically be unconscious for 8 hours and still barely run the cleaning cycle. Time in bed isn't the same as time spent washing. There's even early evidence that the position you sleep in matters, that sleeping on your side may help the fluid drain more efficiently than sleeping on your back. The research is young, but the direction is clear. Your brain has a janitor. It works the night shift. and almost nobody knew it existed until a decade ago. So the next time you're tempted to steal an hour from your sleep to get more done, to push through, to grind a little longer, remember what's actually happening in the dark. Remember that the cleanup only runs while you're under, that the waste it removes is the same waste that erodes minds, and that you can never fully get back a wash cycle you skipped. Which makes me wonder, if your brain is only ever as clean as your last good night of sleep, how much of who you are tomorrow is decided by how deeply you let yourself disappear tonight?